I don't know, it's a Ukrainian company. Somebody can correct me in the comments, I dare you. That'll be funny, because I still won't be able to read it. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Tactical Review. So today we are taking a look at the U-Loader by Podavach. Podavach? Anyway, this is a magazine loader that does both AK and AR magazines. And I actually have one of you fine folks to thank for this coming into my possession, or to thank for helping me spend my money. Now, how's that so? Because none of you guys, at least that I've seen on your channels, have recommended this product or reviewed this product. But the thing is that I remember seeing this a few months back on a YouTube advertisement. And so I know it was one of you guys that I watch fairly frequently, one of you smaller channels, by virtue of the fact that if I know a channel has been demonetized, whether YouTube has done it or whether they've chosen to demonetize their own channel, I skip the ads. So if I stuck around and watched an ad, it was trying to help one of you out. Anyway, I had been looking for a magazine loading solution for a while, and it's not that loading a magazine is so terribly hard. Double stack double feed magazines are pretty easy to load, honestly, if you're doing one or two. But keep in mind, I was thinking about the poor Palmetto State rifle that we're getting ready to abuse, and I was thinking about going through the process of loading 1,000 rounds at a single range session, and I was going to end up, looking like this, and I may end up looking like that anyway. Who knows what arthritis has in store for me? But I don't want to make that happen this year. So I started looking into magazine loaders, and I was leaning heavily towards the Rock River magazine loader. The RRS speed loader is what it's called, and it looks like a really good platform, but it only does AR-15 magazines. And once I purchased an AK-47, well, that gave me another platform that I was looking to reload. And so I stumbled upon the U-Loader. Decided to give it a try, and honestly, I'm really excited to go through this with you. I will be honest, I've messed around and done one magazine off camera, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we actually go through this. I will tell you, at time of publication, I believe I paid something like $70 shipped for this, and lead time was several weeks. Anyway, so how about I get the camera rearranged and get you looking over my shoulder, and we can open up the box, take a look at what comes in here, and take a look at the documentation that comes with it, and then we'll load some magazines. Sound good? Alright, so it's in a very nondescript box. It does say U-Loader. It does say U-Loader, and has the Podavach website on the box. The end just has the nice white negative print label, if you will. We won't talk about what the picture looks like. The other end is plain. Super simple. And then we open it up, and inside we have, in the top lid, some quick tips, and we have the loader itself, which is just they say it's a waterproof plywood. It has some information embossed on it. You can see that there are some round markers and a legend right over here. In this end you see a magnet, and that is because the round pusher will hold in place right there, so when you're on the range it makes it a little easier to not have to keep track of that guy. And then on the bottom, just U-loader. It says it's been battle tested by Ukrainian Special Forces. I can neither confirm nor deny. And then we have some rubberized feet to help prevent it from slipping. Also in the box, we have our instructions. So it's a very simple system, and sometimes simple is robust. Simple is also less expensive than not simple, which is why this does not cost $300. So anyway, right up here we can see, well, sure you can, I'm not sure, maybe you can't read that on screen. So this will load AR-15, AK-47, MSR-15, and Ruger Mini 14 magazines in calibers 5.56, 5.45 by 3.9, 2.23, 7.62 by 3.9, 300 blackout, 25.45 sharps, 6.5 Grendel, 6.8 special, 2.24 Valkyrie, and 2.04 Ruger. And I've got 3 of those calibers here today, and we are going to load some magazines. We will start with the tried and true steel AK-47 magazines. These are Yugoslavian milsurps. It has the last round bolt hold open. I really like these magazines. You can see that the AK magazines lock in place to a degree, but there is some slop in there, and that is to allow the ability to use this with plastic magazines such as these P-mags. And I will say, not sure if you can see this here, I'll hold it up. The P-mags, if you allow them to lay flat, the lip protrudes up, so you definitely are going to want to push down and hold right here at the top when we load these. So we'll go over that. Now you can see here that the long mark is 5.45. It's supposed to be 5.45 by 3.9. The medium mark is 5.56, and also 300 blackout because they're the same parent case. And then the shortest marks are 7.62 by 3.9. So here, it's one set of 10. So these marks should be 10, these marks should be 20, and these marks should be 30. We'll see how close that is. Since I do live in a free state, all I have are 30 round magazines. But if it works for 30, logic dictates it should work for less. So let's get some ammunition in here and load up a magazine. All right, so you can see up here we've got a reservoir that will hold our rounds. I've got 2 boxes of 20 up here, so obviously it doesn't hold a lot more than the 30 rounds that it will load. So obviously if you're doing 40 round magazines, you're going to do either 20 twice or 10 and 30. And you see it actually traps our rounds in here. All right, we should be getting very close here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I must have 31 in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Or I've lost a round somewhere. I had a round still in the box. So, hopefully you can see in there. Actually, let's just go ahead and pick this up. So basically, the edge of that last round does appear to be lining up with that notch. When I did 20 earlier, it looked like it was maybe more with the center of the round. Not entirely sure. Anyway, make sure that these are all pulled straight to the back. Gonna put good pressure on the magazine. Bring the pusher around. And hang on, I'm gonna have to rearrange it so it's a little less camera friendly. And then just push. at the outside edge of that and in the angle where I'm pushing. It wasn't the easiest thing, I will confess. 20 rounds wasn't bad at all, and very honestly, it felt like there was a little bit, on the first magazine I loaded, there was a little bit of deposit in here from the milling process. So let's empty that out and do it again. Alright, tell you what, let's go ahead and switch to the PMag. Now the box does say that after you've done about 10 mags or so, you should get it down to where it only takes you about 15 seconds to load a magazine. Remains to be seen if that's true. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Alright. Make sure it's all slid to the back. We're going to hold here on this PMag. I'm going to get it in here. I'm going to get it out of frame a little bit, but I'm going to get it to where I get better pressure on this. Whew. Alright, there's a fully loaded PMag. And again, as a lot of you guys know, I won't personally leave a PMag loaded for storage. So that's why something like this is handy, is that if all you have are plastic magazines on your range days, you can just take this and your ammunition out to the range and not worry about the fact that you've got to load your magazines. Alright, next we have our AC Unity mags. I've talked about these. They're not my favorite ones to load, because when you're loading them, they have a tendency for rounds to want to slide forward. You see that round has no tension. So they can be a real pain in the butt to load, by virtue of the fact that the rounds want to slide around in the magazine when they're not the top round. Now that AC Unity mag, maybe you guys can see that, that's a lot tighter of a fit, which again is why these have to be cut with so much slop on the other mags. All right, here we go. Not gonna lie, that one may have been the easiest of all of the AK mags to load. Right, let's throw these into this steel mag and move on to some AR mags. You know what, just for fun this time, I'm going to put in an extra round and see what happens. There you go, it just didn't accept it because capacity is 30 rounds. Alright, now, with AR mags, you can see that there's kind of a little channel here cut for them. But there's no locking mechanism, obviously, for AR-15 mags. So with AR mags, you've just got to hold them in place. And it does say that in the paperwork. So we're going to start here. I have a Mission First Tactical magazine. I've done a review on these before. And we've got 30 rounds of steel case ammunition here. Now, allegedly, that should be 10 rounds. 2, 4, 6, 8, and it is. So that should be 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there you go. And hold the magazine. Well, that didn't go quite as smoothly as I'd hoped. Next, we have my handy dandy custom stippled PMag, also loaded with steel case. Alright, so it looks like the trick on the AR mags is to actually hold down at the base so that it lifts up just a little bit up here at the ramp. And I wanted to make sure to show you guys steel case because number one, you guys know that I shoot a lot of steel case. And number two, because steel case should have just a slight bit more drag due to the friction. Maybe, maybe not. All right, I have some Federal 55 grain, Federal American Eagle 55 grain brass. And this is a Gen 3 PMag versus the Gen 2s that I've been using, so this shouldn't make any difference, but we'll make sure it works with both. Easy schmeezy. Alright, next, still an AR-15 mag. Let's try some 147 grain LAX 300 blackout. Now the 300 looks like it has a little bit more front to back slop in it, so I did. And what you might even want to do is if you're in the habit of downloading your magazines, you could even make a mark in here. So anyway, 300 blackout, it's the same parent cartridge as the 223-556 obviously. So with it being a little shorter, again you can see that there's some front to back motion in here. Just go ahead and pull it to the back just for because you want your rounds to hug the back of the magazine anyway. And easy schmeezy. And then finally, we'll do a magazine of my defensive loads. These are the 125 grain Fiocchi Extrema SSTs. So they've got that polymer ballistic tip on there, and that could potentially create some drag in the loading channel. Let's find out. All right, and you can see once again, they've still got that front to back play in there. So I'm just gonna slide all those to the back of the loading channel. Bring that pusher around and just like that, 30 rounds back in. So there it is, the Podavach U-loader. I've been really excited to get this in. I've just, in fact, the other day when I was at the range and I was loading up these magazines while I was waiting on the barrel to cool down, I was just thinking about how awesome it would be to have this, because again, it's not that it's so difficult to load a magazine. It's more that, you know, after a while, it just starts wearing down your fingers. So I'm just super excited to have it now, and it's going to definitely make it a lot easier getting through the torture test on that Palmetto State rifle, as well as just day in and day out at the range. So what do you guys think? Could you see yourself using something like this? Make sure that you let me know in the comments below. Again, when I purchased this, I think it ran right around $70 shipped to my location. If you're looking for a similar concept but don't need the ability to do AK-47 magazines, because I know some of you guys are just real big AR-15 guys and that's all you have and that's all you want. You just want one platform, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can also check out the RRS speed loader, and those run about half the price. As a matter of fact, I was very close to getting one of those, and then came the concept of buying an AK-47, and honestly, I wanted it more for these steel magazines because I was getting my fingers, these super heavy duty overbuilt magazines can get a little sharp on these feed lips at times, and I like keeping my blood on the inside. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Anyway, so yeah, tell me to suck it up and just load them by hand. That's fine, but I'm excited about this. It's a little fiddly, but you could see definitely. I think I could tell that I was getting smoother as I went, and I think you guys could probably see that as well. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for your support of the channel. For my Patreons, your financial support helps buy things like this that we can test. It'll make things easier on the range while we're testing other stuff. Helps buy the ammunition that we send downrange. All of this to try to bring you guys some good information. So thank you so much. If you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon, you can do that at the link on your screen. If you're not in a position to help support financially, but you still want to help support the channel, you can do that by sharing the videos. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and ring that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not following the channel yet on social media, that's a thing you should be doing, and you can do that with the username on screen. You'll get some behind the scenes tidbits, a little bit of sneak peek stuff, some political musings, and you just never know. You just never know. Only way to find out is to follow the channel on Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel through this first year. Thanks for watching. Until next time, shoot straight, stay safe.